You never
What?
you never bothered about how I look or
Because you don't care how you look.
I know I don't care, but I would like if you would care how I look.
I do care, then what do you tell me? Tell me.
It's recording.
Okay.
In the talk.
Energy.
All the time,
Please
nonsense.
give energy.
No,
Energy.
I have energy. Stop being.
My ocean, she right into my ocean. Quite frankly, oh my ocean, my ocean.
Okay. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another video of On and I. For those of you who don't know me, I am Raeesah and this is
Immanuel and I.
Hit them with your best flight attendant voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight on our way to off duty, and we're about to take off, gliding into the sunset of our beautiful vlog called R&I. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much, Rods.
Okay, guys, so this video is the most requested video of all time.
Why?
So this is just part one. I think lots of people that want to become flight attendant, and they no, this video is not to talk anyone down.
I didn't say anything. I did not say anything.
So in this video, this is just how to become a flight attendant, or well, how we became flight attendants.
So-
this is not about our journey, our story.
Oh, nobody wants to know that.
No, they do. That's why that is gonna be for the next video. This is an informative video.
Now,
So-
that's gonna be one interesting
Yeah.
video. That
So
one.
when we do make that video, by then they would already know the terms,
The requirements.
like what, like say I say, oh, we did a overnight, then you already know what that means because you watched this video, right? So I asked people on Instagram to ask me what are their questions on how to become a flight attendant, and I put a disclaimer there: do not ask me about my journey because I know you're all bust for that story, especially because
Part
you
two.
guys know.
Part two.
Yeah. So just a disclaimer that in the video, I know that a lot of people that know us know the company that we worked for. However, we're not going to mention names. We're not going to mention who we worked for. And also all our opinions are our own and not the company's. Okay, so a lot of people also ask like how much we earn and all of that. I'm also not going to disclose
Not your
that.
business.
The reason I'm not going to disclose that is because we still have friends that work for the airline that might feature on our page, and that's kind of personal, you know. So basically, we
Besides
will tell
that,
you.
we just don't discuss other people's
Yeah, we'll
salaries.
tell you how we earn. Like we'll break it up like basic and flight pay. Like we'll explain that, but not like the actual
Okay, let's
amount.
get into it.
Okay. So the first question is it true that you need to be a certain height and weight? Oh, by the way, we flew domestic, so it was just local. However, I did go through an international process. So do you want to answer the local?
Okay, so with
Oh, by the
flying-
way, he worked for 2 different airlines, so he has a lot more knowledge or so.
flying domestically, the height is never an issue. As long as you can reach the overhead bins,
Yeah, that's the point
overhead
of
compartments.
That's the point of the height, is that you can reach to put people's bags. Well, you're not supposed to put, but you can reach into the overheads and whatever. That was domestic.
Hang on. However, you do find specific airlines who have way smaller aircrafts. Like I'll make an example for like the, what do they call it? The Impro? I forgot. Anyway, the ones with the propellers. They have like one flight attendant, and they obviously have to have a specific height because those aircrafts are very small. So once again, if you're too short or too tall, specifically with those airlines, yes, then there's a height requirement. But generally, across the board, like Boeing
Locally.
aircrafts, height is not an issue.
So with
every
my when I did the international airline interview, it was a strict requirement. If you couldn't reach the line that they gave you, it was done. You leave the interviews. You don't even go onto it.
International standards, you cannot compare them with domestic standards.
You have to be a certain height. I think it's 1.65. I stand corrected, but yeah, if
your eyes are too green or too blue, they don't take you.
Huh?
I'm joking.
Okay, how did we become flight attendants? So this job is not a job where you can smuggle your cousin and your sister and your auntie. This job, you really have to earn it. And
the fact that you brought that up, do you know how many people was like, oh bro, organize for Monday, man, yeah. And I'd be like, dude, I can't. And then people will think that, no, this guy's being shady, he doesn't want to help. No, it's like, it's difficult to get in an airline.
It is. And I think also something that's very important is that, this is a question that I always get, and I can finally direct people to this video. Sometimes an airline doesn't fall under the name that you see on the aircraft. So if you see...
what does it have to do with anything?
Because people type in the airline's name.
Oh.
And then they look for vacancy there. No, the company is usually under a different name, and that's where you will find where you put your CV in. So you need to do research about the airline and find out what is their website. So for example, if it's Switzerland Airlines, they might fall under
Swiss Air.
Yeah, you know, so I think lots of people can't find the applications, but then just do research on that. Also, you don't just become a flight attendant, you have to write exams, you have to go through 10 interviews.
You're going too far. So you start by going to a flight school. A flight school, like a flying academy, where you need to get your license, your flying license, your aviation license. So once you get that, then the application starts and all of that. So the question was, how do you become a flight attendant?
However, I think it's important that you know that if you're going to a flight school, you're not guaranteed a job. Some airlines, you don't need a flight school, and some airlines, if you're applying for international, you can't apply with a local school that you went to here. So find out from the airline which you would like to apply to if it's required, because you could be going to do a course that's 30,000 Rand and it doesn't guarantee you a job, or the airline that you want to doesn't even require that, so you wasted your money. I've never been to a flight school.
However, it is an advantage if you do have your license. It is an advantage, but it's not compulsory, and it's like 2 out of 10 airlines that will take you without a flying license. Hence I say it is an advantage. So do your research on which airline doesn't require a license, but then at least have like retail experience or customer care experience actually. But it is an advantage to have your license, because most airlines would take you with a license, so then they don't have to go through the process of paying for you getting a license and all of that. And so basically, if you have your license and you join the airline, then you just do a refresher course, or what in the aviation industry they call aircraft specific. So you basically just learn and do exams based on their aircraft that you are going to be flying, because
and
you have the advantage of having a license.
Stuff. Did you go to a flight school?
I went to a flight school, and in my case I was fortunate enough to land a job 2 months after I got my license. But with me, I was very persistent, and we'll speak about that on the next part.
Yeah, that kind of just answered almost all the questions. So I didn't go to a flight school. The airline that I worked for didn't require that. Okay, so someone said I got my CAA license 2 years ago but struggled to get into an airline. What do I do? Again, you're not guaranteed a job. However, just be persistent and keep trying. I applied when I was 18. Obviously I had to be 21. I literally applied when I was 19. I got the call when I was 22. So my application was in the system for that long, and they're always hiring. So just like whatever company
You stay on the
apply-
database.
Yeah, but just don't give up. Just
And
be
for those of you who
persistent.
don't know, that's actually what we were supposed to call it. I like the question. A CAA license means your Civil Aviation
Yeah.
Authority license, meaning your flying license.
Okay. Do you need to?
Just hang on. The lady who just asked a question. So, again, once you get your license, you're not guaranteed a job.
Yeah,
It
that's what I
just
said.
puts you at an advantage. I will tell you how I got my job. When I got my license, I literally went to the airline and dropped off my CV, physically dropped off my CV. I asked for a manager's email address, and then I asked for a second manager's email address if that person is not allowed. In there. So I was persistent. I sent emails. I went there twice a week to drop off a CV. They would ask me like, dude, we got your CV last week. I'm like, no, it's fine. You didn't place that one. Take this one and keep this one also. I would just refresh my my pictures all the time. And then 2 months later they called me. But with me it was purely because I was persistent, you know.
So maybe try that. Okay, so this person asked, do you need to have a high English mark? Then he would not be a flight attendant.
What's that supposed to mean? Don't touch me.
I'm joking.
No.
English
Brothers,
is however a requirement.
Don't be fooled by my English now. When I was at work, whoo, people used to be like, wow. So, there's this thing that we call an overwing briefing. Can I tell them an overwing briefing?
Yeah.
So, here comes Denzel Washington. I used to be Denzel Washington at work, by the way. Some of you would remember that name. So, there's this thing called an emergency exit on the aircraft, which if most of you have flown, it's situated in the middle of the aircraft where the wings are. So those are your emergency overwing exits. So the people who are seated there, normally it's 12 people. No. Yeah. 6 on the one side of the aisle and 6 on the other side of the aisle. And it's 2 rows. It's divided by 2 rows. So you need to brief those 12 people and you need to speak loudly so that all 12 of them can hear you. So in case of an emergency, they need to know what to do, how to open these doors, where to go, and how to redirect other people in a case of an emergency. So you need to do this briefing every day, every flight, with every new passengers. No matter even if it's 2 people sitting at that overwing, you need to brief them. It's a Civil Aviation Authority requirement. It's compulsory. So I took advantage. Oh, I love briefing. I showed off briefing because I love the PA and the announcements and stuff. I was that guy. So this is the briefing that you need to know. I hope I still remember it.
Are you ready?
There you go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight. I go by the name of Immanuel with an I. Civil Aviation Authority requires that I inform you that you are seated next to an emergency exit row and how these exits are operated. Are we all willing to assist? Yes, sir, ma'am? Excellent. Only on the command of the crew will you evacuate these exits. Please check the outside conditions to see
Evacuate
that.
the exit?
Man, you see now you're messing up my.
You see why English is important.
It's not English. I forgot. I haven't been flying for quite some time now. You hardly know your briefing. Please don't start with your nonsense.
Must I do it?
No, don't do it. Because you're now going to talk like this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here on this flight here. No, wait. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight. I go by the name of Emmanuel with an I. You see now, I'm forgetting now.
Okay,
Wait, man! Take 3.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight. I go by the name of Emmanuel with an I. The Civil Aviation Authority requires that I inform you that you are seated next to the emergency exit and how these exits operate. Are we all willing to assist? Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Only on the command of the crew will you assess the outside conditions to see that these crew... Only on the command of the crew will you assess the outside conditions to see that it is safe to open these exits. Please assess if there's any flying debris, smoke or fire. If there's any fire, smoke or flying debris, please do not open these exits. There are 4 alternative exits in front of you and behind you on your left and on your right. How to open these exits: you grab the handles, pull them down and let them go. These doors will automatically pop out and outwards. For more information, please go through your safety features card in front of you that will show you the rest of the information. Ladies and gentlemen, please do enjoy your flight.
Is physical appearance a big factor? Again, you wouldn't be
Yes.
a flight attendant.
This video is going to be cut short because of you being rude. It is
You
a
know,
contest.
I
Don't
think
touch
you're the
me,
most
bruh.
yes, you were the
So-
most beautiful flight attendant.
I know
there.
that. So yes, looks are a very important factor because, as you can see, you have to be gorgeous to be a flight attendant. So, no, sweetheart, that is
It's
nonsense.
personality.
Personality. You don't need to look a specific way. If an airline ever looks for a specific face or specific look, they would be. Ooh,
I
it would be
think
cancelled
it's
very
a
quickly.
stereotype.
It is. It is. You don't need to look
Also,
certain way.
like, I do think low-key international flights are a lot more strict on that. But I think also you just need to look neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. They asked what the benefits were like. It was good because your medical aid, all of that was paid for.
But specific airline, not all airlines.
Yeah, but it's Miss Ow.
I know. I'm just saying. Remember when you answer these questions, people think this is airlines abroad. That's why I'm specifying. So just don't feel like I am saying that you're wrong. I'm just adding in to say it's not all airlines that are like that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Is white. Is white a requirement?
It's a wide requirement.
Is white? It must be a specific white. Well, obviously, you can't be. Again, you need to be able to fit
Yes.
in the aisle and all of that. So yeah, your hair and all of that. That is according to the airline.
Grooming.
So every airline has their own thing, and the reason why people will always say, "Oh, this is so extreme," but there's a reason for everything.
There's a reason for
right?
everything.
So some girls had like huge buns on their head, but the reason why you can't have that is because you put the PPE. The PPE.
Protective breathing equipment.
Yeah. So if you have a fire, then you'll put that over, and you need to be able to fit into that thing. So yeah, you might have to cut your hair to get the job. The next question is, do you need to be able to swim? Yes. I know what you're thinking. Yes, you do need to be able to swim. You do need, no, we can tell them funny stories in the next video.
It's compulsory to swim. And yes, even though I'm black, I can swim. People always ask me this nonsense. Can you swim? I was a flight attendant.
Yeah,
And
so
all of people are like, what does it mean?
before you even get the job, you would have to go teaching. You would have to be able to swim, and you'd be able to have to save someone.
That's
right?
one thing I can confidently say. You will not get the job if you can't swim.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is: what are the disadvantages and the advantages of being a flight attendant? So I think that that question is kind of dependent on the person, because what I might find as a disadvantage, you might find as an advantage. Like I like the fact that I could stay overnight, whereas he loves his own house, so that would be a disadvantage, right? But one thing that stood out for me, so you can answer, one thing that stood out for me, the literally the biggest advantage. No man, the biggest advantage for me was when the flight ends, your day is done. You don't have admin to bring home. Like, you don't have to reflect the next day on the previous day. It's done. It's like you get off that flight.
Over.
You don't have to see
Yeah.
the people. You don't. It's just
Yuck.
finished. So that was one advantage for me. Disadvantages in the next video, because
Personally, I'm gonna answer that entire question in the next video. Advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna answer that. I think that deserves a whole dude.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it. So the next video will be about our journey, what we liked and what we didn't like.
Experiences, what happened on board and stuff, stories.
Yeah.
Oh no, that video is gonna be less interesting.
Okay guys, so make sure that you tune into the next video if you need a continuation. Okay, make sure that you like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Halalia.